Hello fans, once again we're here with VMI cross-country coach Paul Spangler. And Coach, the last time we did one of these interviews we opened up with a question about the mindset of the team. And we're filming this on Tuesday morning, 4 days before the championships. Do you feel like the team continues to have a good mindset and that they have a good attitude going into this meet?
I really do. The men and women, you're right, they do have a good mindset going in. I think there's a little pressure, certainly for the women. They've got a chance to make history this weekend. But a little bit of pressure is good. But I think they're looking at it more as an opportunity to make history. So I'm very happy with the mindset going into the championships.
All right, you mentioned the women. Certainly, as you said, a big chance to make history. Could be the Institute's first cross-country title in 50 years.
Sure.
Certainly, Jenna Moy, a key factor in that lineup. She was held out of the last meet because of her foot. Is she healthy now?
She is. She's had a few really good workouts. Physically, she's ready to go. So, and she's a big key to us having success this weekend. So I'm very pleased with where she's at right now, and she'll run well on Saturday.
We just put a piece up on VMIKeydets.com this morning about the competition in that women's race. How do you see it shaking out between the four teams?
Well, you know, a sport like cross country, you kind of have an idea going in who's going to win. You know, cross country is not like football. It's not like baseball. You know, an interception here, a home run there. Any team can beat any team on any given day. In a sport like cross country, you know who your top teams are. You know who your bottom teams are. You know, example of an interception in cross country is somebody going the wrong way of the course. It doesn't happen. That being said, we really don't know who's the favorite this weekend. It's out of our women. It's High Point. It's Liberty, Coastal, and us. And I think if you raced on Saturday, and you raced on Sunday, you raced on Monday, you raced on Tuesday, you get 4 different outcomes and maybe 4 different winners. So, but I do know that for the team that has 5 runners run the best on Saturday is going to be the winner. And for Liberty, they've got 3 really strong runners up front. And our job against them is we've got to break up their top 3. Hannah and Tammy and possibly Jen have got a good opportunity to do that, break up their top 3, keep them from going 1-2 in the race. Liberty, and what we've got to do in the back, our 4 and 5, is put our 4 and 5 in front of their 4 and 5. And if we do that, I think we've got an opportunity to possibly beat them. For Coastal, their strength is they've got a really tight pack. They don't have maybe a runner that's maybe first or second in the race. But what they do have is they've got maybe 30 seconds between their number 1 and number 5 runner. So in other words, their 4 and 5 is probably better than our 4 and 5 might be. So to beat them, our 1 and 2 have got to finish well in front of their 1 and 2, and our 4 and 5 have got to get close to their 4 and 5. High Point is very similar to Coastal. They don't have that really strong runner up front that could possibly win the race, but they've got a really strong pack. And so there's a lot of different race strategies that we can use going into the race because there's 3 different teams that we're really competing against. But you know, we've looked at it and how we pair up against them. And I think going in, we've got a pretty good race strategy to hopefully bring home the first championship.
Switching gears over to the men, to open up, could you briefly just talk about what you're looking for out of the team this weekend?
Top 3 finish on the men's side. Be our highest finish, I guess, in 2 years. Pretty young team, you know, we only graduate one gentleman, so we should be back next year strong. Ermin Wozinovic, Felix Couture, Andre Dimitriev, those are our top 3 runners. We've got a chance to have 1 or possibly all 3 be all conference, which is top 10. It's a little ways back, a little bit farther back to our 4 and 5 than I'd like. Our 4 and 5 right now on paper, again, Capel, Willis, and Jordan White. And I think if we could put those guys around 20th place, 22nd place, we should certainly be 3rd place. High Point and Liberty are the favorites on the men's side. They're certainly going to battle it out for 1st and 2nd. We're going to be there to take advantage of any misfortunes they might have, but also thing we need to think about is we want to make sure 4th place doesn't sneak up on us. But I think if we do our part, we'll accomplish our goal, top 3 finish on the men's side.
All right, you mentioned the guys at the top of the men's lineup. Got a couple of unexpected, solid performances, maybe not unexpected, from Jason Thorpe and Frank Van Valkenburg at the last meet down in Boone. Talk about the work that those 2 guys did.
Yeah, you know, they did a great job this summer. both Frank and Jason, and to see them come along like they have the last years has been really exciting. And they may be in our top 5 this weekend. If not, I certainly think they'll be 6 and 7. But I think, especially for Jason being more of a track runner, being more of a miler, it's going to be exciting to see what he does during track season, and also for Frank in the 10,000.
All right. Last question. One of the things that we've seen this year is the men's lineup has not been intact for any races.
Sure. And women too. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Do you think that positive or negative that could have any impact at all this weekend of the championships?
I think positive. When you sit people out, you're avoiding over racing. And some people may ask the question, well, why are you sitting people out? I mean, if Felix had run App State, we would have beat Kentucky, we would have beat Mississippi State. That would have been great for recruiting. It would have been a good notch on our belt. Jenna Moy could have raced at App State. We didn't race her because her foot was sore. We didn't want to take any chances. Would we have beaten Kentucky? Absolutely. We would have almost, would have been right there in Mississippi State too. But as I've told the team, the goal is to run well in conference championships. I mean, there is no conference record in cross country like there is in baseball, like there is in football or basketball. So our season is the successes of our season is based off how we do at the conference championships and how we do at the NCAA regionals and national championships. So we could win every meet, and if we finish 5th or 6th on the women's side or 4th or 5th on the men's side of the conference championships, it would be a disappointing season. So our goal is to run well this weekend, first priority, and then of course NCAAs after that. So by not racing those people, and whether it's an issue of over racing them and having them be tired at the Big South Championships, or maybe it's a sore Achilles or a sore foot, it's the smart thing to do, because what it's going to allow us to do is to run as best we can when it counts, which is this week.
All right. We certainly look forward to seeing that, and we'll have more preview information here on VMIKeyDets.com throughout the week.